It's kind of weird to me how Nintendo is censoring every game imaginable, bro. Like, here, let's go through this again, right? Let's go through this again. Let's start off with the fact. Let's start off with the Resident Evil review. Right. I already say, mind you, a horror game. Like, I want to make sure that's clear. This is a horror game. And the issue with this game is that I can almost guarantee there's like little to no fucking like little to no blood or actual gore that's gonna be shown in the actual Nintendo Switch 2 version. Right?
In her attempt to...
Right? What am I looking at here? It looks like the blood itself, like, they're like, we're gonna throw it there. But if you look at the actual trailer for this game,
A limited supply
any
of healing
opportunity
items.
they have to like actually shoot the zombies or kill the zombies or this, that, and the third. Mind you, I don't know much about Resident Evil, but I do know that it's a fucking horror game where you shoot zombies. They don't even want to do that. Like, if you look at the
And
trailer, like,
ammunition are
they
at her
deadass miss
disposal.
on purpose. Like,
Will she confront the threats head on? Or
She
save her
doesn't shoot.
ammo for the next encounter?
she just kicks them. Like, it's so
Griggs,
mild. Like, there's no
impending
point.
doom is always close at hand.
Like, it's so fucking mild.
Meanwhile,
Then Leon
another
pulls up.
Leon S.
And then he,
Kennedy.
like, I think he shoots like 3 shots and then misses everything. If I'm not
With
tweaking.
his physical prowess, Leon
Parries
can
that,
parry
right.
an opponent's attack,
Parries
then
that,
strike
right.
to break
Kick
the
him in the
stunned
leg.
opponent's
Kick
stance
him in
in
the head.
close quarters combat.
No blood coming out.
He can
Mind you, kicking your head into the fucking wall with no fucking blood on it whatsoever. Like, hey, I'm gonna be on. I'm not trying to be one of them guys who are like, ugh, I need blood. I'm one of those edgy gamers. Oh, I'm not even one of them niggas. But if you're playing a game where you're shooting, kicking, and harming zombies, don't you think it would make just a little bit of sense for you to like show it? And this isn't the only game that done it. And this one, as I said before, watch this. He's going to shoot like 3 or 4 times, miss all of them. You tell me you can't hit one?
fire from a distance using
Wow.
handguns and rifles.
But, like, you're just missing on purpose. You're literally just missing on purpose. And in previous games, which game was it? I think it was this game.
Creatures called Xeno
The
populate the unknown expanse. By a Xeno,
If they catch you, it's over, right?
game over.
What the fuck are we looking at here, bro? Like, what the fuck are we looking at? Like, genuinely. Like, gang. They're not even trying to hide it. They're like, you will take this censored game and you will like it. They said, you will take this censored ass game and you will like it. Mind you, Nintendo has always been a platform where they prioritized family-friendly games. So if that was the case, why did you start accepting third-party games if you were just going to censor the game? That doesn't even make any sense. That genuinely doesn't even make any sense. Like, was Call of Duty for the Wii even this censored? Hold on. Because I played Call of Duty Black Ops 1 on the Wii for the first time when I was a kid. Was it even this censored? Was it? If it was this censored, I'll eat my words a little bit, but okay, this is a bad scene. This is a very bad scene. No, there was still blood. I mean, we seen his bro get popped just there. The motion controls were, yeah, like, this isn't even a remotely censored game. So my confusion is, what made y'all switch? Why now? Well, we can make so many arguments on why now, you know. people believe that current social and political climates might affect the way Nintendo likes to make their games, or in this case censor said games. Like, because they're not making these games, they're not developing these games, they're developing Super Mario and Pokemon. That's what Nintendo's actually have a hand in. What's going on right now is these niggas are dead ass just looking niggas dead in the face and be like, you want Resident Evil on the Switch? Okay, buddy. We'll give you Resident Evil on the Switch. You expect there to be blood though? Yeah, not happening, buddy. That's essentially what's going on. Like, in this, like I said before, in the same Nintendo Direct, this wasn't the only time it's happened. Which game? Like I showed you with that one. I think there was a game involving a fucking like Viking or some shit, right? I think there was a game. I think it was this shit.
Fashion a bow and arrows to hunt wild.
Why are we stopping it right before it got to the deer? Like, am I tweaking, or is no one else saying anything about this? Like, I feel like I'm going insane right now, right? Like, nobody seems to be talking about this, right? No Splatoon Raiders, bro. It's a Partners Direct. Why were so many people expecting Deltarune? It hasn't even been a year. Why the fuck is every game? Am I tweaking? Am I tweaking? How do I spell censored? Like, gang, this isn't like YouTube emojis. Are we serious? I'm just gonna look up heartbreak. Oh, never mind, it's right here. Like, this is getting hand. Like, gang, like, I don't get it. No Dusk Bloods announcement. Bro, I'm not even gonna sit here and cap. This direct scares me for what Dusk Bloods has in store for us. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because let's take into account Dusk Bloods, right? Dusk Bloods was the game that they announced a good little minute ago. Let's review the trailer right quick. Almost a year since they've announced this game, right? I think it's the game that was made by the same. It's from Software, right? Now looking at this, I'm much more scared because I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Are y'all just gonna like heavily censor this shit too, knowing that it's a FromSoft game?
I give you my blood. I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight.
Because yeah, you got this
To
carved mark on his
humanity's
hand,
very dusk.
right? But then that begs the question. Let's skip ahead a little bit. You got the train, you got all this other shit, right? You got a fucking gun, but obviously they don't care about censoring what happens after you shoot that bitch, right? They obviously don't give a fuck about that. Because right now there's a bunch of scenery. Do we even show any gameplay? Holy shit. I didn't even notice. This shit was censored heavy too. I didn't even notice that.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Carrier of blood. Nope. The blood is black, I guess. Anything to censor this game. Well. Yeah, cut it. Yeah, we're cutting that here. We're cutting that here. I don't. Oh, this is so disappointing. I don't know what I expected. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, for some reason in my head, I'm like, surely you're going to make games that have darker themes, darker elements, and this, that, and the third. Surely you're not going to censor these. Considering that you've announced it way before you started heavily censoring other games like Dispatch and shit. Then I look at this, and I'm like, oh shit, it was heavily censored here too. I didn't even realize. Like, holy hell. This is... I don't know, man. Gaming's entering a weird space. Media in general is entering a weird space. Why is everything so censored, bro? Like, why are they doing this? That's my thing. I don't get the why. Daddy's... Okay, man. Alright, man, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. But my thing is, I don't get the why. Like, big ass Tyrannosaurus Rex grabbing you, chewing you out, and flinging you across the way. Not an ounce of blood. Not a drop. You know what Thanos say? All that for a drop of blood. There's not even that. So I'm just like, gang, is there even a point of playing anything on your Nintendo at this point? Genuinely. Like, what would be the point? I'm like, unless it's like a Nintendo game, like a game directed by Nintendo, what is a singular point of playing this game, bro? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm actually, not even just this game, but almost everything else they have announced. Like, mind you, they announced hella games. Like, they announced Resident Evil Requiem to be there. The Elder Scrolls Remastered is gonna be pulling up. There's not a single point. I mean, there's genuinely not a single point for you playing that shit there. Like, WWE is on the game to, like, gang. So many games. There's so many games that, like, has elements where you will need to show. I just don't get it. Fortnite need to focus on my Fortnite graphics. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, gang. If you're playing Fortnite on your Nintendo Switch 1 and you haven't upgraded to the 2, it's gonna stay like that for a very long time. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. You might be fried. You might just be fried. No bullshit. Like, you genuinely might be fried. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have a PlayStation until last year, and I get that. I genuinely do get that. Like, there's reasons why people play games on Nintendo Switch. But honestly, bro, like, the way that them as a company is moving right now, if you want to play any game with mature themes, there's just no point. And Dayla, you missed it. But earlier today, I was already talking about it. Like, gang, they had games on the Wii that had mature themes and were not censored. And I'm seeing through building when I'm playing. Seeing through buildings when you're playing Bioshock. They have Bioshock on this Switch? I didn't even know that. Hold on. They have Bioshock on the Switch? I genuinely didn't even know this. This came out 5 years ago on the Switch and I didn't know? This is crazy. I genuinely didn't know that this happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, bruh. I bought Bioshock Remastered a year or two ago. What the fuck? The fact that there's a game like this on... And that's the thing. I'm just looking at the first, like, 20 seconds of that video. There's blood on the ground. There's more blood in that 1 20-second clip than there was in the entire Nintendo Direct with a bunch of mature-themed, mature-rated games. Nintendo, what are we doing, bro? Like, gang, didn't they also censor, like, hella shit? And, hold on. Censor Dispatch, Nintendo censor. They scared of the... Yo. Yo, you're killing me, bro.
Bossman says if you're planning on diverting pulse power to the boosters, it will...
Bro, why is my shit, like, frozen? Oh my gosh. Yo, my shit's freezing. Escape. Escape, please. Come on. Escape. Hold on. Technical difficulties. There we go. There we go. Right?
Boss man says if you're planning on diverting pulse power to the boosters, it will.
Bro,
Like,
that
I
works
don't
on
get it.
so many levels for you.
I don't get it.
No shit.
Toggle, but nothing else. Like, I don't get it.
Boss man says if you're.
I don't get it. Like, not only did they censor basically all of the, like, no, basically after GG's Nintendo is handling you personally. Gang, I don't even know at this point. I don't get it. Like, here's my thing. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the decision making. That's the issue. Like, I wouldn't have an issue if they're like, yo, we're staying strictly family friendly. We are not adding no third party games that has any mature themes whatsoever. If they went from that aspect of life, I would completely understand everything they just did. The issue is that Nintendo is trying to save face as being a family friendly developer and then adding third party games onto their platform, but then we're like, wait, before we add them, we need to censor it crazy. This has to be the work of Netanyahu. Like, like there's no other way. Like, this has to be the work of Netanyahu. Like, I genuinely cannot think of anything else other than yet Netanyahu brainwashing, Netanyahu just overall fucking up the system. This has to be the work of Benjamin Netanyahu, man. Like, it's my issue is these niggas don't know what they're doing. I'm going to leave it as plainly as that. These niggas do not know what they're doing. They're stepping into territory that is not theirs. Like, Nintendo, y'all niggas do great when it comes to Super Mario. Y'all niggas do great when it comes to Pokemon and Metroid and this, that, and the third. We are accepting of other third-party games. Changes a good part of the game, translating to I stand with Israel. Yes. They should stick to what they know clearly. That's what I'm saying, gang. Like, hold on, let me put some Carmex on. Like, these niggas, because they think that they can do both, bro. They want their cake. They bake their cake, and they eat it too. I don't think that's how that phrase goes. But either way, they want to have both. They want to have both audiences for some odd reason. They want to have the audience of the mature gamer, you know, the niggas who play the God of Wars, the Resident Evils, this, that, and the third. They want these niggas, right? But they're also like, y'all family friendly niggas. Y'all some pretty interesting people too. We want to continue catering to y'all, considering the fact that we've been making games for y'all since the beginning of time, right? So now you got both of these conflicting ideals, and they're like, we can do both. PlayStation does both. Xbox does both. PC does both. You know, so they're like, these people do all of these things. Why can't we just add to it? That's what they're thinking. But they're like, okay, now that I have thought that I can step into this big boy business, let me try to step into this big boy business, but censor big boy stuff. That's the only thing that makes sense. That like, there's no way. We need the games. We need them. We need those games on our side. We need money. We need money. What's the best way to do it? Maybe we should start censoring the games so we can still get the family-friendly audience and then bring in the mature people. No, nigga, that's not gonna work. If you wanted a mature audience, You don't censor the games. That's why they play it on the PlayStation in the first place. That's why they play it on the Xbox in the first place. That's why they play it on Steam in the first place. Is because these consoles, and in this case PC, they do not censor the games that they love. They get the full, unadulterated, badass, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They get the full thing. So you out here saying, oh yeah, man, a game where it has sex, murder, blood, profanity, all these things. Let me go ahead and censor all of that. That'll get them. That'll show them to be respectful human beings. Like, are we serious right now? Like, we can't be dead ass. An IQ too high. That's what I'm saying. Real big brain shit. Real big brain shit, bro. Like, I swear to you, King. Like, these guys, this is on YouTube, or this is supposed to be on YouTube, like, recording, so, like, I cursed within the first 8 minutes of the video, so I'm just letting it fly now. Fuck it. But no, this is real big brain shit right now, bro. Like, niggas don't even realize. These niggas went fucking insane. They're like, nah, bruh. We need that audience. So we're going to censor everything. Everything. Like, the whole nine. The whole nine. Like, there's not a single aspect of it that will not be censored because of the fact that we need that audience. They think that, here's my thing though. Nintendo is trying to win over the mature audience, but they don't realize that the reason why the mature audience is what it is because those elements are there. So it's like, let me give you a perfect example. So, have we all seen the movie? I'm trying to find any example, genuinely any example of a good movie. Perfect. Let's take the movie Sinners. Phenomenal film, but discovers very mature themes about culture, about Jim Crow, about vampirism, about a whole bunch of things. But either way, in order to fully tell that story, you're going to need to go into the nitty gritty. Because not only does it that, it also explores sexual themes between both people, both romantic partners, and things of that nature. Let's say you took the movie Sinners and said, the scene where Preacher Boy and what was her name? I think it was Perline. Yeah, where Sammy and Perline, where they do what they do, where he goes under the skirt. Let's just take that scene and just remove it. Better yet, let's take the scene with Stack and Mary. Let's take the scene with Stack and Mary and just remove it. Even though very pivotal scene in the plot. It's not even like that these scenes are unnecessary. They're very pivotal in the plot, actually. So it's like, we'll take the scenes out that's pivotal in the plot, and you remove elements of the story that's actually known and loved. What would be any point in getting that shit and watching that shit? I'm lost. And that's how I feel about a lot of my horny's giving back. It's more than that, cause gang, that's how Mary fucking you watched the movie, but no, that's how Mary even found out, or not found out, but was able to get to that nigga Stack in the first place, gang. But no, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's basically what Nintendo's doing. They're like, we really don't like the mature themes in the game, but we want money. So we're gonna add it. We're gonna add it. But we have to take it out though. It's just the only way. There's no point. There's no point. Y'all are better off. Cause gang, it's not like they were losing money. The Nintendo Switch 1 was one of the most sold consoles of all time. And it's not because they censored shit, it's because the third-party games that they did allow onto the platform were uncensored, and it also brought in a mature audience. So why would you think that adding a mature audience again with the Nintendo Switch 2 But then censoring all the games is going to make any sense. This is why console sales are low now. Y'all don't got no games, and all the third-party games that you're trying to add are censored heavy. What's the point of getting this fucking console? I don't get it. Like, like, bro, I was considering getting the console for Metroid, I think it was Metroid Prime 4, because I love the Metroid series. But I'm just like, I don't know, console costs too much, hardware is not that good. If I'm going to get that console, it's gonna be from a pawn shop. Not gonna lie. I know someone's gonna return that shit. No one's gonna keep that shit. And then the game's already $70. So I'm just like, gang. In all honesty, the sex scenes all had a use anyway. They portrayed their relationships. That's why they were unnecessarily long or plentiful. But Nintendo will just see sex. That's the point. Yes, you get it. You get it to me. My sister is another me, man. My sister is just another me. It's like she understands it clearly. Like, Nintendo just sees sex and murder and this, that, and the third, and think, you know, I think this is the, whatchamacallit, I think this is the problem with society. And mind you, here's my thing. The issue is that, the, like, this is a natural part of human life. And mind you, if you watch most, like, Japanese media, they have no issue showing shit that most people would argue should not be shown to kids. Let's take most anime, for example. I know a lot of people will be saying, oh, anime is not necessarily the great example because it's not all really made for kids. If you look at a Shonen Jump magazine, hold on, let's go to Shonen Jump. Let's go to Shonen Jump magazine, right? Let's look at some of the most popular series in this whole thing. Chainsaw Man, perfect example. Chainsaw Man is a story about a child who is groomed. Let's start off with that. Let's literally start off with that. Without knowing anything else about the series, this nigga Denji is a child who was groomed. So let's start off with the fact that why would something like this in the political landscape of Japan be so applauded and rewarded? But the second it comes to a gaming standpoint, they're like, nah, we should low-key censor this. That's what I'm confused at. That's where my confusion lies. It's the fact that it's not consistent across the board. Let's take Chainsaw Man. Let's take Blue Exorcist. Let's take World Trigger, One Punch Man, Kingdom, Kagurabachi. Let's take all Sakamoto Days. I haven't read Under Doctor yet. I can't speak on that. Jujutsu Kaisen, Spy Family. Let's take all of these examples of One Piece. Let's take all of these examples where there's heavily sexual themes. There's heavily like whatchamacallit, blood, gore, all that. Mind you, in older animes like Sailor Moon, they promote middle schoolers falling for their teachers. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? This is what's being promoted in the, like, so my confusion is, why the fuck is that? Why is Nintendo arguably the biggest gaming company in the world, let alone in Japan? Not why, I'm very confused on why they're doing this, because it does not reflect their political economic climate of the actual country itself. Like, shit, just another developer in Atlas made Persona 5 where you have the option in the game to literally romance a teacher, and the first arc of the game is literally about a pedophile teacher imposing his sexual will on a high school student. That is literally the first arc of the game. So it's like, it's not reflective of the political economic state of the climate. What, like, there has to be, that's what I'm saying, there has to be a third party involved. That's the only thing that makes sense to me personally. There has to be a third party involved that makes Nintendo say, if we end up compromising the family friendly model, then our money in certain aspects will be taken away. So then that's like, okay, let's think. Who would be some people who would want to censor and push it to a very purity culture, right wing propaganda? Who would want to censor that? The United States of America, in current social climates at least, the United States of America, Israel, some parts of the UK. Oh, and Australia recently. It has to be Western countries. That's wait, Nintendo is kind of close to. Matter of fact, my curiosity peaks. My curiosity peaks. I'm just curious if there's anything involved in, you know. I'm just curious. Huh? What? Netanyahu and allowing his Mario to play on smartphones. What? This was 10 years ago. Wait, huh? Wait. Wait.
And surprising victory in Israel's national election. He defeated a challenge from the centre-left opposition leader Isaac Herzog. With nearly all the votes in, Netanyahu's Likud party is on course to secure 30 seats. Herzog's Zionist Union is on 24. Opinion polls just before the election have suggested Likud was trailing the Zionist Union by 4 seats. Shares in Nintendo have surged more than 20% after the Japanese games console maker announced a major strategic shift. Popular characters in its games, Mario and Donkey Kong, have been confined to its consoles to date, but Nintendo will now allow them to appear in games for smartphones and tablets.
Oh, this was a really misleading headline. Holy shit. You would have thought that Netanyahu and Super Mario were coincide with each other, but nah, they just why is that comma placed there? Holy shit, this is a very misleading headline. They said Netanyahu poll victory. There should be a period there. There should be a period there. Super Mario on your phone. All this is saying is, yo, I'm pretty sure this is when we started getting Super Mario mobile games. I want to say like 1 or 2 years. Tears, I thought they were homeboys. No, dead ass, bro. Dead ass, bro. I thought there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Putin and Netanyahu have been playing Trump like a Nintendo. Okay. I'm done with these hot headlines. Oh my god, hold on. Okay, alright, we're back. Holy. Oh fuck. Holy. That was not fun. That was not fun. My fucking throat hurts. Shit. Ooh, fuck. Alright. They just let anyone publish articles. No, deadass. What are these headlines, man? What the fuck is that, man? I don't even get what these headlines are. No bullshit. Right? But my curiosity is the the Nintendo Direct reaction on Twitter, because you know there's always something. There's always something, right? That was the most dog shit Nintendo Direct in a while. Yikes. Ooh. Yikes, man. Nintendo Direct partner showcase. Oh, this is just people talking about it beforehand. Okay, my thing was this. It was a partner showcase. So why were people, you know, kind of like expecting like actual Nintendo games for a partner showcase? That doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Who shit. But YouTube. I keep forgetting that I was recording a video. This recording has been going on for 34 minutes. Yeah, because the storm keeps closing the schools. Open them now. I agree. We need to open the schools now. People need to start learning how to read again. Uh, if you're watching this on YouTube, follow me on Twitch so you can watch this live. In the meantime, I'm just gonna stop this recording for a second.